Tesla just broke below $370, and this is not the bottom. If you think this is just another dip to buy, this could actually be one of the most dangerous moments in the current Tesla trend. Hey everyone, Ken here. In today's video, I want to walk you through exactly where Tesla stock is right now, why this is not a typical pullback, and most importantly, what you should be watching next as an investor. Because if you understand this phase correctly, you can avoid some very costly mistakes and position yourself for the next real opportunity. Let's start by stepping back for a moment. Tesla didn't just suddenly drop below $370 out of nowhere. If you look at the bigger picture, the stock actually peaked around the $480 level, and from there, something very important started to happen. We began to see lower highs, first around $450, then $430. That alone tells you something critical. The upward momentum was already weakening. This wasn't a strong uptrend anymore. It was a transition phase. Now let's talk about support levels. Tesla had some very clear levels that the market respected multiple times. $430 was one of them. $400 was another key psychological level. And now both of those levels have been broken, one after another. And most recently, we've lost $370. When you see multiple layers of support break like this, it's not random. This is what I would call a structured breakdown. In other words, this move was being prepared for a while. So the real question is, where are we right now? This is the most important part of the video. At the moment, Tesla is trading around the $360 range. And when you overlay the moving averages, something very clear stands out. The 20-day, the 50-day, and even the 200-day moving averages are all above the current price. Think about what that means. Every time the stock tries to move up, it runs into resistance. This creates a very specific structure, a sell the rally environment. And this is where a lot of investors make a mistake. They look at the chart and think, it's already down so much, it must be a good buying opportunity. But in this type of structure, that mindset is actually very dangerous because you're buying into a trend that is still pushing lower. Let's add another layer to this analysis, momentum, specifically the RSI. Right now, RSI is sitting around 40. And this is important because it tells us the stock is not oversold yet. A true bottom usually comes when RSI drops below 30, and then you see a strong reversal. We're not there yet. So from a momentum perspective, there is still room for downside. Now let's talk about something even more important, money flow. If you look at volume and volume delta, what you'll notice is that selling pressure is still dominating. Yes, there are moments where buyers step in, but those moves are not sustained. They fade quickly, and that tells us something key. Big money is not aggressively stepping in yet. And this is a critical point. Real bottoms are not quiet. They are usually very obvious in hindsight because you see strong buying come in and it holds. Right now, we don't see that, which means we still need to be patient. Let's zoom into the shorter time frame. If you look at the 4-hour chart, the pattern becomes even clearer. You see a bounce followed by selling, another bounce followed by selling again. This is a classic bearish continuation pattern. The market is telling you very clearly, strength is being sold, not bought. So what happens next? Let's break this down into scenarios. First, the main scenario. If Tesla fails to reclaim the $370 level convincingly, then this weak structure likely continues. And in that case, we could see further downside as the market looks for a stronger base. Now, let's consider the recovery scenario. if Tesla manages to reclaim $380 and then push back above $400, that would start to change the short-term picture. But here's the key point. Even if that happens, it doesn't immediately mean the trend has reversed. Unless we see a strong move and hold above $400, this would still be considered a temporary bounce, not a full trend shift. And this is where discipline becomes everything, because the biggest trap in markets like this is emotional decision making. Buying because it feels cheap, reacting to short-term moves, trying to catch the exact bottom. But the investors who consistently win don't play that game. They wait for confirmation, they wait for structure to change, and most importantly, they wait for the market to show them that the trend is actually shifting. So what should you do right now? This is not a phase where you need to be aggressive. This is a phase where observation matters more than action. You want to see signs. You want to see strength that holds. You want to see volume come back in. Until then, patience is not just a strategy. It's an advantage. Let's summarize everything. Tesla breaking below $370 is not just another dip. It confirms that the structure has shifted. Right now, we are in a sell the rally environment. Momentum is not oversold. Big money has not clearly stepped in, and short-term price action is still weak, which means the real opportunity is not here yet. The real opportunity will come when we see a confirmed reversal, and that's what we need to focus on as long-term investors. Because at the end of the day, this is not about catching every move. It's about positioning yourself for the moves that matter. And Tesla, as a company, still has a massive long-term story. AI, robotics, autonomy, energy, those narratives haven't changed. But the stock moves in cycles. So the question is not, is Tesla a great company? The question is, when is the right time to act? And that's exactly what we're tracking here on this channel. Where is the real bottom forming? Where does the trend actually shift? And how do we align ourselves with that move? If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to like the video. And if you want consistent, no-hype Tesla insights, consider subscribing. I break down the charts regularly so you can stay ahead of the trend, not react to it. Thanks for watching. And as always, let's continue to enjoy life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.